Success and money are no cure for depression. That's often compounded by a fear of looking weak. The recent suicides of our colleague Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade have brought mental health issues sharply into focus. The executive coach, Elizabeth Koraca, joins me from Los Angeles. Good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you, Richard.
I can think of times, I think of the bank CEO in the UK that admitted that he had mental health issues or challenges, and it was very difficult for the market and for investors to understand and accept that.
Yeah, you know what? It happens all the time. When you're at the top, when you're an executive, when you're a CEO, you feel very isolated. People expect you to know everything and know what to do at all times because you're at the top. But the bottom line is you don't always know what to do. So you want to have trusted advisors. You want to have a coach. Potentially you want to have a therapist. People that you can reach out to and trust to help give you a different perspective.
Right. Except I can see the board being somewhat horrified, erroneously horrified, if they find out that the chief exec has a therapist and maybe, these people have got to where they are because they've taken no prisoners and they've climbed the greasy pole, to use every cliche in the book. Now we're suddenly discovering they've got feet of clay.
You know what? I just don't think that's realistic. I feel that people have other issues other than what's going on at work. They have lives beyond work. Divorce, death, aging parents, kids on drugs. Sometimes we need that extra help. So we're more focused, and so we can improve our company.
I understand what you say, and it makes sense. But if you are, and I suppose I'm sort of saying that the man or woman at the top has to be Superman or woman, but if you are responsible, let's say, for 250,000 employees and $1 trillion worth of goods and orders, do you really enjoy the luxury of saying, I'm feeling a bit down today?
You know what? Why do you have to share that? Why can't you have a therapist or have an executive coach and keep it to yourself? Why do you have to broadcast it? I have clients that are open with having an executive coach, and I have clients that don't want anyone to know about it, and that's their business. But I think it's smart for them to reach out for help, and I think it's important that us in society change that stigma that there's something wrong with you if you have a therapist. Living in New York City, everybody has a therapist. No big deal.
Before we finish, I do need to just question you. Forgive it, straight out the blue. Bit of an ambush here, but you'll be all right. We saw today Indira Nooyi is retiring as CEO of Pepsi. Now the number of women in the C-suite of Fortune 500 at the chief exec level is dropping quite sharply. What's gone wrong?
Well, what's gone wrong? Look, there's a lot of things that are happening, and the dialogue and the conversation is changing. So I feel like it's really important from an HR perspective for companies and firms to be bringing women up to the C-suites and to be looking at all the resumes, not just kind of the traditional, white male path that's been happening for so many decades. And I think it's also important for women to put their name in the hat, right, to put their name in the ring, to be considered for these positions.
Thank you. Good to see you. Enjoy Los Angeles.